Good to go.
Already.
Welcome into a brand new episode of Tribal Council Chat. As always, we are your hosts. My name is Bruce Heller.
And my name's Brett Parnell.
And do you want to tell us what we have today?
Yeah, based on the whole group being here, first of all, welcome to Tribal Council Chat. Kyle, host of BB Brains, our new Big Brother show here on Reality Realm. There will be no audience team in the 49 fantasy draft. Kyle will be playing as well, so we'll have 6 teams of 3 people. And that draft is about to happen right now.
And we also have my mom, Brett's dad, and also from Reality Realm, Kevin from Pit Stop House.
Yeah. All back for their second go at this.
Whoa.
In Kevin's
not
case,
my second go.
Way more.
As
Oh, wow. This guy.
It's ridiculous. But when you win, you earn the right to trash talk, so I have no problem with it. I'd be wearing medals, too, if I was in his position. So...
somebody's got to feed into the villain energy somewhere.
Oh, yeah. It's fun being a villain, man.
That's why I was asked.
Oh.
Well, you haven't done anything yet, so we'll see.
I got some damage to bring.
We just keep bringing in more ringers each season until Kevin doesn't win. That's it. That's the plan.
I have a 50-50 win ratio for my picks, so.
There you go. And so,
all right. So are you ready, Bruce, for me to share the screen?
Yes, I made sure that the host-only screen sharing is turned off this time.
Nice. That's appreciated. So the audience should be able to see my screen any minute. I'm going to make it larger. Basically, we here have a wheel. Every player in this draft is on the wheel 5 times, just so that way if it starts to slow down, it's actually going to still move between players. You can still come back to everybody. What we're going to do exactly what we did last time. So whoever is selected first will get to choose where they want to pick 1 through 6. Keep in mind that if you pick first, you'll also pick 12th. If you pick 6th, you'll also pick 7th. So we'll go in reverse order. Everyone clear on how that works?
Yep.
Great. And the first spin is going now. Bruce has won. Bruce, where do you want to pick?
First.
First? Okay. Bruce first. I will then just remove you from the wheel, and we'll go again.
Give me all the picks the wheel wants to give me. If it wants to give
it doesn't work that
I'm
way.
fine with that.
Next one is 3, 2, 1, go.
I could probably have the first 3 picks and still lose, honestly.
The next pick is going to go to me.
So close.
Wow, the host
this is collusion. This is collusion.
And I am going to pick second.
Woohoo.
Well.
And the third round. We'll go to Kyle.
Yep, I'll take 3.
You'll go third?
All right, Steve, this is looking like it's going to end up like it did last time.
Yeah.
Which is fine for you. You won last time, so.
If Heather's name gets picked here, I'm going to lose it.
I honestly feel like it should be
Kevin, which spot do you want?
I will take 5.
5. So there's 4 and 6 available to the next player.
Interesting.
That's the NFL. The NBA is a draft lottery.
Well, yeah. You know what I meant.
Heather, would you like to pick 4th or 6th?
I will do 4 for my favorite basketball player, Kyle Macy.
Heather, and that makes Steve pick 6th. We are ready to go. I will stop sharing my screen. And
Steve, I think you didn't get to pick your spot last time either.
Oh, you. I don't remember. But I think I went first.
You went first, but I had a
You-
choice
you
between
gave me
first
the
and
option.
sixth, and you wouldn't
Yeah.
tell me what you wanted, so I took what I
Right.
wanted.
That's what
I
happened.
don't actually remember all this from the last draft, honestly. I don't that much.
All right. Is everybody ready to go?
Yeah.
Yes.
That means, Bruce, you are on the clock.
So it's funny that this was actually ended up being one of the two people returning. Because
I knew it.
I was gonna go this direction anyway because there's a St. Louis tie. Savannah is a former reporter and doesn't, for hometown or current residents, list St. Louis. But I read in the local paper that in something Brett sent me, she used to work for KSDK, which is the local NBC affiliate in St. Louis. So I'm gonna go that direction and take Savannah. For like looking at the EW thing, she says Kim and D for people she wants to play like, which I like, but also kind of makes me nervous. I don't know what to do when people shoot their shots so high with all-time greats for people they want to play like, but I like her answers. Alliance partner trust is at the core of a successful alliance, wants to work with someone whose strengths make up for her weaknesses. I like a lot of what she's doing coming in here.
Nice.
That was essentially my first pick too.
It was gonna be my first pick too.
Same here, knowing what we do about 50.
Yeah.
So
yeah. And
even then,
what's funny is I didn't even know the 50. I saw the slight and then read everything else. I'm like, okay, I'm in.
But even then, her journalism background can always be something like that could really help her social game. That's the other thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so Bruce has Savannah picked first. I have second pick. I am going to go with Rizzo here based on what we know about 50. This pick is solely based on what we know about 50. Watching his half-hour interview, Bruce and Steve might be the only two here who get that joke. But all I can think of when I see Rizzo's interview is my friend, the word Spencer. And
yeah.
The two of them seem very similar in terms of the complete over-the-top cockiness and self-satisfaction. So I don't know how he's going to go deep in this game, but I assume he is because Jeff would not pick him to come back if he got out second. There's a reason that Roman's not on this cast.
Yes, but Francesca got brought back, so you're
sure, but that wasn't 50. That was not actual heroes or not actual fans against not actual favorites.
Recruits versus whoever would say yes to production.
Correct.
Caramone was just them grabbing whatever they can out of a bag. That's just what they just did.
Which also explains Philip coming back. Which, side note, Brett, I just realized you're wearing your Eras Tour shirt. I'm wearing my Jeff Eras Tour.
Nice.
So I looked at your shirt. I'm like, wait, that actually looks like Taylor Swift. Did I put the wrong shirt on? Then I realized it was you, not me, and the picture I was looking at.
That's funny.
Going on to Rizzo, I was saying this before we were recording, but anyone who self-nicknames themselves Riz God, I am expecting a decent size edit from. Not necessarily good at the game, but I'm expecting big things entertainment-wise. Like, he shouldn't be boring with just knowing that self-nickname fact alone.
I'm going to guess that he just based on the fact that he's coming back, that I'm picking someone here in the top 5. I don't think I'm picking the winner, but that's okay.
He's giving Emily Flippin vibes.
Yeah, exactly.
Like someone that's like really going to be memorable, but not going to be like winner material.
Yeah.
I'm feeling more like a top 5, like 5th place. Like he's gonna barely miss fire making. I think he's really sociable, really loud, and a big presence. And my biggest story about him is that threat level management, and I think that's where he's going to find himself at with that 5th place spot.
I should just add, this is a bit of a different draft in that, in the case of Kevin, Steve, and Heather, none of you got to see what Bruce and I think about this cast because we're doing the draft before we do the cast analysis on this channel.
We really are gearing this up to try to dethrone Kevin. And he's even commented on us doing the cast analysis before. So if he complains about us rigging it against him, it's his own fault on this one.
My son, I tried to pick his brain last night, and he wouldn't even discuss anything with me last night.
I hadn't looked at it yet. I started reading this when I was laying in bed last night. I've been really busy the past couple of weeks, and my church had a community service I was speaking at this morning. So I was laying in bed at 11:30 reading through this. I knew I wanted Savannah because Brett sent me something about her a couple weeks ago, and I saw Kate.
That she was working at Busch Stadium.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. The other thing I had worried about Savannah, it's like they had like 3 winners on the cast, and like 2 of them were guys, 1 is a girl, and that's why I was like thinking like maybe Savannah's the one that wins the season in that sense.
Yeah. Who knows? All right, Kyle, you were the next pick.
Well, since the obvious picks were out of the way, I had to actually study for the rest. So of everyone of this cast, like I was saying in our group chat, so many people in this cast feel like first boot energy to me that I'm just like,
we could be in for another Gabon.
I wouldn't be shocked.
Which Kyle covers Big Brother. He's already dealing with Gabon right now. Back-to-back Gabons might be a little bit much for him.
It's Gabon's the challenge after how this week's going to be going. But you'll see that on the podcast. But
I can't wait based on what I've read on Twitter this week.
Yeah.
Not good. But for what I saw of the cast, and like other than the obvious, I think the other one that stood out to me the most to be a first pick for me is Jake. I felt Jake is like an everyman that I think so many people can relate to. He has been around the world. He has an Australian wife. He's been like a huge hockey player that had to be out for like his own personal endeavors with it. And then not only that is having a kid, he's like have like family members that are struggling. He's super strong. I think he's definitely at least going to make the merge. So I think he has a lot going for him, and I think he could do pretty well in the game.
I think that Jake is the biggest lock to make the merge.
Yeah.
And once the merge hits, I think he's the biggest threat to get out. And so I'm good with you having him, Kyle. I didn't.
Look,
but
we also said the same about Joe. And
yeah,
that's fair. But what else was I going to say was that he's going to keep the tribe strong. He's going to pull his weight in challenges. I'm a little worried about his emotional state because of things like the fact that he's missing the birth of his first child to do this game. And I think I'm worried that might take a toll. And he wants to play an honest and integrity-filled game. And if there was ever a time to win with an honest and integrity-filled game, it was season 48. And they still couldn't pull it off, really. So we'll see.
With that, though, this guy's E48 airs. So
I'm just going to add something interesting about Jake, at least that I'll be watching for. Jake is from St. Albert, Alberta. Despite a few other Canadians being on the show, he is the first Albertan. Casting has been very Toronto heavy. And those of you who know Canada would know that Alberta is much more like the American Midwest than it is Toronto. So there could be a very different cultural integration compared to what you might get from, say, an Omer or a Marianne here.
That's where the Oilers and the Flames play, right?
That's correct.
Okay.
And that's also part of why I was like looking at him, because I feel like he could relate a lot to like anyone that is in that field of range for Midwest. And again, I just think he can relate more to people than, because there's a lot of people in this cast that have families, and I feel like he can really work off of that angle too, I feel.
I also love 2 things. He's a dog person. He says one of his favorite hobbies is taking his dogs for a walk. Dogs are awesome. And he's coached Special Olympics, which is really cool to me. So seems like a really cool guy to hang out with. I don't know if he's going to be a good Survivor player or not. That has yet to be determined, but he seems like an awesome dude. So I think you are next.
That would be me. And you can't tell, but I do have on my old school Survivor shirt. Just,
nice.
There we go. So,
Nice.
I am old. I've seen it from day one, and I still love Ethan. He's my favorite. So I am going to go with Sage. Why? Why is that funny?
That was my next pick.
I have a few reasons. I like that she talks about her military background, and just a lot of the stuff sounded very positive and upbeat. I think the thing that really got me is there's a line that she says, "I hope I can play like Marianne, lead with my spirit, not my ego." And I think that's where a lot of people go wrong in Survivors. The ego gets to be too much. You have to have a certain degree of it, but that can't be your dominant thing. And also, in keeping with kind of okay, since I'm the only female on here, I feel like I have the right to say this. Most of the new era winners have fit that pretty girl mode. And so last time was a man. I don't think they're going to have two male winners in a row. That hasn't happened on New Era, I don't think.
43, 44.
Okay.
Yeah.
I knew I would be corrected by somebody, but most of the winners of this season have fit that pretty girl mode. So I feel like we're kind of due for another one of those again. But I think that it's an odd combination to have that military mentality, but also the positivity. And so I think it'll be interesting to see how that goes.
Yeah. I think she has like a very fun personality to work with. Like she's very quirky. Like when you're like watching her interview, like just like getting to meet her and then just seeing some of her answers, she definitely has a very unique vibe to her.
Yeah.
I just like the only issue I have is just, like I hope she doesn't like really push hard on her military backgroundness around camp. That's my only concern because those are the types of people that can easily be like an early boot.
Yeah,
People
often mistake her as an optimist, and so if she's giving off that vibe, I think that will cover that. But it will be interesting to see how that goes. I think that could be good if people perceive her that way, and she's not actually that way. People who are very optimistic the world around them tends to read that as doormat. So if she's not actually the weak doormat type, but can present as optimistic, I think that combination could be very powerful as long as that military training can kind of stay buried down a little bit.
I like that she describes herself as annoyingly persistent.
Yeah.
A good thing to have in this game.
Yeah. I see. I just was wondering if you like
especially
that.
when you're so aggressive.
Oh, I call myself annoying all the time. When you're asking me if I relate to that, you know I do.
The one thing is that I think will help Sage Hugh with getting that military background kind of out of the way is that, I mean, she's 30 and she was in the military, but she's also done some other things. The players that we tend to see from the military come in, try to be the drill sergeant around camp and take over and find themselves booted first or second, tend to be more the like 50-year-olds who have made a whole career in that lifestyle and don't know anything else. Say Shamar is speaking of Karamoan just a moment ago.
Yeah, but she could use that to her advantage. Like you guys,
absolutely.
Like Big Brother right now, we got Will on the show, and he has had a whole career in military, and he's like has like such like an amazing social game that has everyone gravitate towards him. So like I was also thinking that could also be the same for her as well.
I forget Will has that military background because he doesn't act like strict military at all.
Yeah, so do I.
So that's why I'm hoping Sage is in that kind of category.
Yeah. I think being able to see all the different moving parts at once, I think that would be helpful.
Kevin, it's your pick.
Yeah. Let's see. No, I know what I'm gonna do, but this could either go really bad or really good, and so I'm gonna swing for the fences here. Listening through all the interviews, the one person that really stood out to me, strategic game on lock, social game on lock, ready to play the game, funny, likable. I'm gonna take Nicole.
Just saying.
Nice.
I don't dislike that pick.
Yeah.
Scroll.
I got some problems with Nicole personally. I think she's like one of the youngest from what it's looking like in
26.
this cast.
Yeah.
Yeah, 26. Like she's from looking at the cast, I think she's like the second youngest. And I feel like she is like bringing some precognated thoughts already going in with like how she's like viewing straight people.
Yeah.
And I'm a little concerned about that. I feel like there could be situations where she's going to act more emotionally, and I feel like that could really ultimately bite her. I see her as someone that could be late pre-merge. I feel
Yeah.
like maybe we get through one tribal and then the rest of her tribe. I feel like she's going to be on the outs. I just like that's how I feel about her with her personality.
I just thought she's not ready for this and doesn't know what she's getting herself into.
Yeah.
I do appreciate that she seems to be a big bagel person. She references bagels in at least 2 different questions on the EW questionnaire. So shout out to bagels. They're great. What? They're awesome. I'm reading through her answers right now. And pet peeve: bagels that go untoasted. What's something we would never know from looking at you? I miss the New York bagels.
I was just about to say, if you're a big bagel fan, Bruce, that we got to get you up here to Montreal sometime. But Montreal bagels will never be toasted.
I think I just need to go there for the food, because you told me to go there for poutine also.
Yeah, you need to go for the poutine, the smoked meat, the bagels, and to see the Blues play in the loudest rink in the continent.
Yes. But no, Nicole's going to be an interesting one. I think late pre-merge, early post-merge is what I'm expecting there.
Yeah, I can see that. All right, Steve, you're up next, and it's 2 picks.
Okay, my first pick, I'm going to go to the Hina tribe. I'm not even sure if I'm pronouncing that right.
Yep, that's right.
Wow, he's got the tribe stuff.
I'll go Stephen Ram,
Okay.
rocket scientist. Like he seems to know Survivor. His dog is named Rupert. He's a bit of a musician, kind of nerdy. I thought he'll do okay.
Yeah.
What's the name?
Steven.
Okay. I thought that, but I couldn't tell.
Yeah. Steven, I kind of got in like the upper middle of my picks. I think he could do well. I just feel like he could be one of those super fans that flame out early. That's why I have like some concerns.
Well, the thing is, Steven's really not that much of a super fan. He hasn't even seen every season, and that makes me a little bit nervous in the age of super fans. But it doesn't count him out for anything. I think he's well-rounded for the most part. The only other thing that concerns me a little bit is he does have hearing loss issues, has to wear hearing aid.
Yeah.
And so
it makes me think of like Chrissy from Amazon.
Yeah.
If there's any late night talks, he could be in some hard situations there.
Absolutely. Especially if they're about him.
Yeah.
But that was a big difference, though, too, between Amazon, which was in 2003, versus 49. We're, as a society, much more understanding of people's disabilities today and being able to accommodate that.
Yeah.
My other gripe with him, though, he's kind of giving like Hunter vibes. Like, I feel like he could do well, but I feel like he just like doesn't know when to stop, and then he's just gonna shoot himself in the foot at some point.
46 Hunter.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see that.
I would laugh if he get in that same situation too, where Hunter was in, where he had to like rank like the seasons in order.
That's like my dream challenge if I'm on the show.
Right?
I do that so easily.
Yeah, like okay, give me. You don't even need to give me numbers; just give me the logos.
Same. I actually want to do that just for fun sometimes. So just jumble up a bunch of blocks with logos on them for me sometimes.
We'll do that for your birthday party.
Okay. Cool.
Okay, so for my next pick to start round 2, I just get good vibes about this person, so it's a little bit of a swing, but I'm going to go with Michelle Chakwa Jekwa.
Okay.
That's a good pick. I
I
like.
like it.
She was going to be my
Fitness
next.
trainer, so she's got some strength. She only started watching recently, so she's only seen a couple seasons, so we'll see.
I got a little concerned with her right out the start of her videos. Like some people like might confuse me for a bitch, and I'm like, oh no. Like she could be if that's like her first opening statement, I'm like, oh.
But if she knows it, she might be good.
She knows it, but the problem is the fact that she does know it could mean bad start to her in the game too.
Well, and like it made me think of too with like the 46 cast. Venus compares herself to Regina George and says, "I might seem like this." I forget how she said it, but hard on the inside, but I'm actually soft on the inside. And then Venus proceeded to be Regina George and rub everyone. So the inside didn't necessarily come out. So if we're dealing with that same thing here, she's going to need to make sure she's not perceived the way she's afraid of being perceived. Like, be intentional about that. So,
I think she'll be fine, at least through the pre-merge of it all. I don't really have anything bad to say other than this idea. Not even that you haven't seen, like I talked about Steven not having seen all the seasons. It's not even that. For her, she didn't start watching until episode 3 of season 47, and she's already on the show. So I don't know. I just don't know if such little space in between realizing that this show existed and being on it is going to be great in today's game.
Yeah. It does give you at least a lot of room to not try to emulate somebody else, though.
Yeah.
It does.
I would actually argue that it might benefit the show to bring on more people that haven't seen it before.
Yeah.
Or bring on.
Yes.
I go to Courtney Yates all the time. She was a recruit that just came on the show for the pre-jury trip, and she's an all-time fan favorite. So
I'm not against that. It's just I feel like this is a very different game than it was in Survivor 15.
Yeah.
That's true.
Personality and TV-wise, it would help though.
But like, let's also
her to say that she's only watched like 2 seasons, and then for the TV show to actually, her interviews must have been good to get her on the show.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Let's go back to that Caramone conversation when those were all recruits too, you know?
Yeah.
Yes, but that doesn't help my argument, so I ignore that part.
Yeah, you're not like getting Courtney Yates was like winning the lottery. It's just like sometimes like recruits do well. It's just sometimes those recruits really show that they're not made for the show.
I mean, and using the One World conversation where there's one non-recruit on the whole season and her name is Kim Spradlin.
Yeah.
True.
So you just never know.
Yeah. Kevin, you're next.
Yeah. I am going to stay with the Hina tribe where Steve had been at, and she's a collegiate swimmer. She was the alternate of season 48. She said she's handy as hell, which is going to make her helpful at camp. She said some things in her interview that I just really liked. I'm going to take Sophie Segretti.
Thanks. That was going to be my next one.
Yeah.
That was my next ranked person too.
Dang. You're going to get stuck with the guy that has dreads.
Yeah, Sophie's a fun personality.
Mm-hmm.
Not we're all against.
And like she started with All Stars 2 of all seasons, which is so interesting.
Hey, there you go, guys. There's your All Stars reference of the day.
I know.
There we go.
That's part of what I wanted it to.
All Stars is my guilty pleasure season, so I will always talk about it.
When we first started, like not even on purpose, we would just accidentally reference it so much That we do it on purpose, but sometimes it just makes me think of our show anytime I see All Stars written about. So that's funny. That's a good pick. I wanted her.
Yeah.
I could see her. It's like very cutthroat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. That was a good pick.
Is it me?
It's your turn.
That's
Heather.
you.
Okay, stop hitting me, son. I have like a few that I'm kind of like into my backup picks now.
Already. That's a mood.
I think.
I mean, that's okay. We're halfway done, so.
My son kept me up late last night, and my brain is tired.
You could have gone to bed anytime you wanted. I'm not the boss of it.
I'm gonna go with Jason. It wasn't who I thought I was gonna go with next, but I don't know. He's very interesting to me. He doesn't look like somebody you think is gonna be like a big beast, so that kind of intrigues me. I think the thing that got me is what he's looking for when it talks about what's he looking for in an alliance partner, and he's like conscious of the fact that, be honest about when a move is going to help you individually more than it will help the alliance. Like, I get that that's going to happen. I know it's going to happen. I'm not going to be mad about it. Just be honest. And I like that he's going in like, I know this is going to happen, instead of being like, oh, I'm going to get so mad if this happens. Like, I know it's going to happen. Let's just be real. And I think I kind of like that level of awareness of some things. I don't know. I think there's just some kind of oddities that just kind of, I think, might make it work well.
Yeah.
Very good pick.
Good pick.
I love this as a sneaky pick here. I also just want to point out real quick.
Sneaky.
Yes, you are.
I also just want to point out real quick, we're officially halfway through this draft, and the two people that were supposed to be alternates for the season have both come off the board.
Oh wow.
MC and Jason were both alternates. Two people got pulled from the main cast, and they both got to go out 12 hours before, or found out 12 hours before they started the game.
Wow.
But Jason, he really intrigued me. He talked about how everybody is taking notes about everybody or whatever. He did it in the craziest way I've ever heard. He brought his Game Boy to the island, and he was playing Pokemon, and he was naming his Pokemon after the different people that he was observing, and that's how he was noting everything down. It was nuts.
Okay, Kevin, so I have to ask, he mentioned Super Smash Brothers. What is that?
That's a fighter game.
It's a fighter game?
Yeah.
Name your own Pokemon? I thought they already had names.
Yeah, but you can give them nicknames.
Yeah.
Okay. I like Blastoise. He's a turtle with rockets in his shell.
There you go. To me, I'm so concerned about Jason. Jason was my last, like the bottom of my list. I see him as a Kevin, a Zach Wardenberger. I think he's one of those people that I could easily see being the first boot of their tribe. I just think he has good ideas. He has good intentions to play the game. I just don't think anyone playing with them are going to feel the same.
I love that he references Kenny from Gabon, though. Like, those little obscure references make me smile for that.
I loved that he described himself as scrappy, though. And I could be way off base. I really could. But for some reason, when he said that, I thought of John Cochran. And, that did not turn out so badly for him. So,
and also, the way that he's been presenting during the pregame as this, like, goofy nerd, he makes sure that he was wearing clothes that were all baggy and made him look like he was a nothing. And all of that was because that's how he wants everybody to view him.
I think it's all about being non-threatening. You have to look like the weakest link up until a certain point.
Right, but we have like 6% tribes still, and like that could just really
I will say about Jason, I'm reading this right now. He's the only person I've ever heard say driving in traffic excites him. LA traffic excites me. I'm an incredibly aggressive LA driver and can sniff out weakness when making lane changes.
That alone would have him on the bottom of my list, even.
I'm like, I've never heard someone say they like driving in traffic. That alone, I'm like, okay, I want to watch you now just to see what kind of person this is.
I guess he's competitive, anyways.
If anybody loves driving in LA, they got something special about them. I don't know if
that's
a good thing or a bad thing.
It's really bad for traffic, also.
If anyone loves anything about LA, they have something wrong with them.
Like I grew up like near Chicago, and even driving in that traffic. I'm like, why? How are people even liking that? I know about LA traffic, so for him to like that, it's just.
If I ever go to LA or Atlanta, once my car gets to the hotel, I'm not moving it. I'm just Ubering everywhere.
Yeah, but fun story to tell you guys just while we're on this topic. LA, as I'm sure everyone knows, is a list of interconnected highways that go all over the city. That kind of spreads the traffic out. The busiest highway in North America is right here in Toronto, in Ontario, Canada.
Nice.
Oh, wow.
So there's more traffic that you'll feel driving in Toronto than any freeway in LA.
I hope Kyle takes him there.
Well, you can keep that up there, Brett.
Sorry. Kyle mentioned that this was his bottom of the list pick, so Bruce is pulling up who was my bottom of the list pick and keeps showing him space.
The thing I can do with my iPad, I'm going to do it with a different person that's already taken, is like I can zoom in so like someone's face takes up the whole iPad. So I know who her bottom pick is, and I'm just like holding it up right now.
Oh my god.
Getting in your head so I can beat you.
All right, Kyle, you're up next.
I mean, I want to go with my number 5 pick, but I feel like I can get that going back. So I think I'm going to try to go for my number 6. So this person, I think, has a lot of potential. I liked a lot of their answers. I think they're going to play a very under-the-radar, cutthroat type game. I'm going with Sophie B.
That was my next one.
Me too.
No, neither of you were getting her. That was my next one. So, yeah, great pick, Kyle.
My second and third picks I wanted are both gone now.
Yeah, I really liked both the Sophies, but I think Sophie B outranked Sophie S a little more for me because of her entrepreneur background, the fact that she is trying to emulate more of Natalie Anderson, play a combination of Suri and Genevieve. A lot of her answers just felt like she knows what she's doing and that she has a good read on the world. So I think she could really play well in this game.
Yeah, agreed. I also really liked the answer that she gave when, even though she thought it was a weakness and a vulnerability, that she said, I'm probably the only Hispanic person here. And it kind of, I contrasted it with the answer that Nicole gave that we talked about earlier. And I'm like, she knows that she's in a group on her own that way, but that she's willing to go and try to fit in.
Yeah.
I like how she talks about leaving like Miami, where she's one of a lot of Cuban girls, going to grad school in North Carolina, where she was the only Hispanic girl there, and just kind of that fish out of water experience and learning to blend in and make new relationships is huge.
I think she made one statement that is what got me, that I thought this girl is wise and mature beyond her years. She said her ideal partner is somebody who will tell me when I'm being too much. Nobody ever wants to hear that they're being too much. So the fact that she is like wanting somebody to hold that in check for her, I think that is huge. Just to be that self-aware of the things you do wrong and wanting somebody to help you fix that. I think that's a winner mentality.
Yeah.
I also like how she's stating about how she's like a huge Real Housewives fan. So she knows how to see and witness dramas and like social tactics that I think a lot of the Real Housewives use in her day lives. Because if anyone's watched like The Traitors or anything, some of these Real Housewives women, they can be brutal when playing correctly on reality TV. So you
just brought it up, Kyle, but I was going to say, is she mentioning that in order to state a fact about herself, or potentially already put in a hint to casting for another show?
Never know. I mean, if everything she's saying proves to be true, I'd love to see her in that Traitor's Castle.
I also love that she's seen every Marvel movie. That's cool.
Yeah, I really like that pick. She's determined. She's applied for Survivor for 9 years, almost getting on season 38. She's self-aware. Um, this is a good and bad thing. She claims self-proclaimed super confrontational. Let's hope that doesn't get her in too much hot water. It could, like I said, it could be a good or a bad thing. Um, but yeah, I think that was a great pick.
Yeah. All right, so that brings me up again. And then after that, Bruce will be up for 2. It's only fitting if somebody refers to their church as Fenway Park that she's on my team, so I'm going to go with Shannon here.
That was going to be my next one. Yeah.
Well, Bruce, do I need to remind you about 04 and 13?
Well, you already did, so.
Shannon's interesting. Like, I do like parts of her interviews and like how she's like toting like, hey, Boston Rob used to work at my parents' bar.
Yeah, that was funny.
But I don't know. I feel like she's giving some like nepotism vibes, kind of, versus like I feel like she's had stuff handed to her, and I feel like this Survivor experience might humble her in a way, and I feel like I'm not the biggest fan of that, but I could be wrong. But I feel like she has some potential. I'm just a little concerned about some of those factors in play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was going to be my next pick, but I'm not nearly as upset about missing as I am about either of the 2 Sophies. So she was 4th or 5th on my board at best, but I think there's potential there.
I am very low on Shannon, so you can take her. So my thing, well, first of all, I do think it's cool that she has all these past Survivor connections, such as Boston Rob, getting advice from him and Amber before going into the game. Also, Bryson Wynn Presents uses her family's bar for their
really?
watch party. Also, she did a spin class with Aubrey Bracco. Um, and her dad is friends with Boomer Esiason.
Oh, wow.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Crazy stuff. Anyway,
I feel like she just thinks she's gonna get it because she, like Kyle said, I just feel like she's going in thinking it's hers.
Yeah,
I
see her pre-merge.
It intrigued me that she programmed an AI to help her with the morality side of things. But what scares me is for her, chances are that she won't be able to make the game moves that she needs to, because she talked about how her and her dad both agree on this thought that there's more ways to win than getting $1 million. And so I think that she's going to have a hard time separating her emotions about fellow tribe mates and stuff like that, and that could also be her downfall.
And jumping on the AI, just piggybacking off from like my watching the live feeds of the Big Brother, a fair amount of people have done Chat GPT to learn about how to play the game this season. All those people have been evicted so far. So that's the other part of the reason why I was a little concerned about her.
Wait, for Big Brother they did?
There was some people that used ChatGPT. Zay, Mickey, Riley,
But-
all boots.
You know what? Hearing
what-
those names, that makes sense. Okay.
But what is it that Jovis said back in season 27? This isn't Big Brother. This is Survivor.
Yeah, but I don't know. Doing ChatGPT or AI for anything to learn how to play a game already is a problem right out the gates, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, you're asking a computer how to do stuff to deal with people, and that's,
Yeah.
Not redesigning your kitchen.
Yeah. Like, this isn't the circle.
All right, Boost, you're up for 2.
Okay, 1 second. Let me write down your last pick. I'm writing them all down on my iPad. Okay, so I'm gonna go with a pick here that. Oh gosh, my screen is going weird right now. I can still see the answer. Oh, here we go. I'm going with Christina here. My mom just hit me, so I feel good about that because she's a lot smarter than me. So if she wanted it, I feel good. She's got a really cool backstory when she talked about wanting to be a part of Survivor, that she was dealing with unexpected loss of a mom, postpartum depression, and Caleb's joy and Emily's transformation brought joy to her. And she talked about how much she liked watching Suri play in Panama and how she's starting at age 35, first time playing Survivor. I like a lot of her answers here. So that's where I'm going with my first pick is Christina.
Nice.
You're welcome.
She's got a lot of interesting qualities to her that I like. It's just I'm always concerned about all the mom archetype players because there's always some preconceived notions that just always does them in, even no matter how hard they play or how hard they try. So I'm just like a little concerned with her on that part, but I hope she does well. I think she has a lot of potential. It's just those preconceived notions really just ruin the best of people. I'm still mad about that Christy L.
Yeah, I feel like it's a new era thing. No mom will win new era.
Yeah.
It's just that's where we are. I'm not bitter at all about it because I'm not out there playing. But
oh, you don't sound bitter at all.
I mean, it's that and the same thing like with Noelle Lambert. It's we're going to pick one thing about you and decide, well, you're a mom or you have an artificial limb. So we can't let you go to the final because that one thing is what will cause people to vote for you to win. And I'm like, this is Survivor. These people are cutthroat. They're not going to give somebody the title because of a leg or because they're a mom.
I don't think the sympathy vote has ever earned somebody a win for the season. I would have voted for Hannah, but Adam played a good game.
Like, I don't know.
I'm mad at Adam.
I'd say Jeremy's final tribal council speech kind of helped with a push in that regard.
Yeah,
it helped, but I think he wins anyway. It might not be unanimous, but he played really solid and he had allies on the jury. So I'm not saying it doesn't help. I just don't think it's ever been like the deciding factor.
But yeah, in terms of like recent reality TV, and again, I'm sorry to keep reading this back to Big Brother, but like the recent boot Catherine from Big Brother, she was like really going in on Rachel, who is a mom, and I felt like she was like doing everything wrong as a person because she took my closest person out who was helping me grieve about my mother's loss. And I'm just like, that's not her fault. Like, that's not her duty to do. And I'm like so concerned some of these younger players are going to be in that same mindset. And that's what concerns me so much about these types of players. I want them to do well. It's just people like that are going to just like keep doing that every single time. And it's just going to ruin them from ever winning.
Yeah. Christina is super kind, super great as a human. The only issue that worries me is I don't know that I love competition chances for this tribe, and she is going to be one of the least physical members of this tribe, I think.
Yeah.
That being said, a lot of people want to work with Christina from what we've heard in the preseason interviews, just based on first impressions. So that could boost in her favor. Also, I got to question her thoughts at least a little bit because she said in her interview that she thought Lil should have won Pearl Islands.
That's a thing that people think.
What?
That's a thing that people think.
At least one person thinks.
Well, probably two.
People that think it off of that.
Yeah, Tawana and Christina.
Think all sorts to make the world go.
I'm regretting my pick based off of hearing that pick alone, but we'll ride with it and see how we do. But man, that doesn't make me feel good because my second one.
No.
I was deciding between a couple people, and one of them just. For some reason, just looking at the picture of her, I get Sue Smay vibes, so I'm going to steer away from that one.
I wonder who that could be.
Yeah.
I can't really explain it, but the person I am going to pick is Alex.
You were so hateful.
Nice.
Right.
You are so dramatic. I'm going to keep talking now. But he's been at 23 was made a communications director after 1 year and was one of the youngest communication directors in DC at Capitol Hill. So, like, with that job, like he said, he had to learn what information to share, what to withhold, how to frame messaging. And in a game with so much lying and deception and do we tell this person this or that? He has the perfect experience for maneuvering people, maneuvering alliances. So, I'm surprised he fell this low to me.
I find this really interesting for Alex. I think he's right that his experience does set him up for this game. As someone who was a political staffer before, I know that there are two types of political staffers, some that are brilliant socially and others that are completely full of themselves and think they have the greatest job of all time and that they know everything. I don't know which one he's going to be because it's a total toss-up, but it could go either way.
When I was seeing all of his information, I felt like unmoved by him. I felt like I don't think he's going to do great. I don't think he's going to do bad either. I think he's like very middle ground. I think I could see him being like one of like the double boot night casualties. I feel like he could do well. I just don't see winner energy out of him. I don't know. It's like I see the potential. I just don't know if he's able to really fight for that potential, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I think the thing that got me about him that I liked was his referencing Yule. I don't usually pay attention to that. Like, if you reference certain winners or former players, that doesn't really, I don't know, because that doesn't mean a lot to me usually, except I feel like a lot of people don't mention Yule as like one of the great players or one of their favorites or somebody they want to be like. But what he mentioned about Yule as far as like not, trying to be the diplomat and trying to get along with people and kind of that mentality of I'm not coming in here to try to cause a lot of chaos.
Yeah.
So
he's going to come at this like it's politics, like he's in his job in Capitol Hill, for better or for worse.
That's what I'm concerned about with that. I feel like he's going to politics too much.
Yeah. I think that he's used to navigating different perspectives and communication and how to spend certain things, which could be good or bad. I think that it could get him in some trouble, but I also didn't like the fact that there was a quote from him that said, if a cute girl tells him to do something, he could easily be persuaded, which didn't sit great with me either.
Yeah. We'll see how that goes. I feel like if that's what he's trying to put out there, I could feel like, well, he might flip if there's like a women's alliance forming, like he'll flip to that,
and then he'll sit at the bottom.
Exactly. Yeah. That's why I feel like could be in a good spot, could be in a bad spot. I'm like I said, could just be middle.
Him saying he wants to play like Sam Phelan is interesting too. You don't see that answer a ton.
I mean,
there's actually 2 or 3 people who talked about Sam this preseason.
Yeah.
Which is a choice.
He made it to the end. I'll take it. He had a good final tribal. If I can have another Sam with that placement on my team, I'm in good shape points-wise.
All right. So that brings me back up. I am going to, full disclosure, and tell everyone that I changed my pick 20 seconds ago.
Okay.
After going through the interviews. I was about to pick somebody, ironically enough, who described their pet peeve as Swifties. That's not what would have been too funny. So, no, I am not. Bruce just made a comment about one player. And guess what? Seuss May and Julie before her went to the Final 5. So I'm going to pick Annie here.
Really?
She did go to Final 5, but she did nothing on the way there.
I know, but this pool is decided on placement.
True.
Yeah.
I'm probably going to regret choosing Alex over Annie, but
Annie to me gives early boot vibes, honestly. She's God, I'm blanking on her name, like the first boot from the blue collar tribe from Survivor 30. She's kind of giving that personality vibe, and I don't think she's gonna vibe well with her castmates. I think if what her interview said and showed, like her video, I'm like, I feel like she could probably get argumentative, especially with like the younger players, and I think she'll probably put herself in a bottom position early game.
Yeah.
She is a boss woman, and I don't think that's going to fare well for her.
I like some of her answers on the questionnaire. I just, gut feeling, don't feel like she's going very far.
You all mentioned Gabon earlier. Wasn't that the one that was Sandy?
Yes.
My friend's mom?
Yeah.
No,
Tocantins was Sandy.
No, Tocantins. Sorry.
Oh, yeah,
I'm sorry. Was she? Sorry, I'm getting them all mixed up because again, I'm old.
Yeah.
She reminded, just looking at her and reading some of the stuff she said, kind of reminded me of Sandy Bergen. So I thought, but yeah.
I can see that. I also think that, say, like, musician versus high school employee will be a totally different vibe in terms of how you react with people that aren't your age.
Yeah. Well, not just high school employee, but I think she was a bus driver, which is a whole different...
Oh, was she a bus driver? For some reason, the word principal was in my head, but I wasn't 100%
Debbie,
sure.
also from Tocantins, who at the auction says I'm a principal, not a math teacher.
That's right. That's why I was...
Is a bus driver, or what?
Let me put it this way. I've just had too many bad experiences with vice principals to ever think that they could play Survivor. Probably in my bottom tier of social skills professions that I've interacted with over 35 years.
Yeah, I've had a few arguments with vice principals.
The same ones.
You're pretty quiet on that one.
All right, Kyle, you're up.
All right, my gamble paid off. So glad I took Sophie B when I did, because now my number 5 is still available.
And
this
Sophie
person, I think,
taken 3 times if you hadn't. So,
but yeah, this person, I think is going to be a very under the radar type person. I think can very much be within that realm of blanking on her name, the one that was Charlie's partner.
Maria.
Yeah, Maria. I'm choosing Matt. I think Matt is very much in that same vibe. I think he has a very good experience with, like, both in the business world and very laid back world. I think he has a very strong work ethic that can really get him to the merge and be so low on the threat level because of his age that he might actually go far in the game. I think he could really do well. And I think with how he's answered his questions, his video interviews, I think he could definitely work with this cast.
That was also my number 5 ranked on my board too, and he was going to be my next pick.
I think he has a chance to be an interesting player. I just hope his choice in gameplay is a little better than his choice in hairstyle. But white guy with dreads is always an interesting choice.
Don't hate on the dreads, man.
I think that lowers his threat level, if anything.
He's an I'm really glad you chose him. That was the player that I thought, I do not want to get stuck with this guy. And again, I think part of it, honestly, is we need some more women on here, by the way, guys. I love y'all. But, I mean, Kyle, I like you. I don't love you yet because I've only just met you. But I really love all of you. But, I mean,
I came in wanting to do all women. Odd. Then I lost out on both Sophie's and Sage. So
look, there's
as a female perspective, reading his stuff, I thought, ooh, I think this guy's a jerk. I think he's very full of himself, and I could be totally wrong, and I kind of hope I am. I really hope I'm totally wrong on this, but I kept feeling like Dan from White Collar, Blue Collar. Like I just felt like he's so full of himself and jerky. I just want to get rid of this guy.
We have 2 Worlds Apart references in one episode. I mean, it's got to be a record.
I understand that, but even then, that might help him go further too, because some people might see him as that Dan type, and Dan almost made it to the end. So.
Go all the way. If he is how I'm reading him, I think he could go all the way to the end because everybody's going to think no one will vote for him. But who knows? I mean, I really was very wrong on all my picks last time. So what do I know?
I came in. I got my top pick, but my 2, 3, 4 were both Sophie's and Sage. So like I am excited to see if even if my picks don't do well, I'll be happy if the people I wanted to pick do well. That'll at least make me feel kind of smart.
Right.
So
I like the Matt pick because it was going to be my next pick. Um, I think I think I got the almost complete opposite vibes from listening to his thing. Like he's from the way he was talking, like he is going to be he literally said he's going to build a foundation around this idea of being nice to everyone and build from there. And he also talked about how everybody's going to view him as a non-threat, and so he's basically a Trojan horse coming in because what the heck is this dude in the Hawaiian shirt with the gray dreads gonna do to my game? You know, I think he's gonna go decent.
not to bring in too much controversy, but I would venture to say a lot of people looked at someone like a Gabler and thought, "Oh, what's that person gonna do?" And so
A lot.
Exactly.
I'm not getting into Gabler's win, but if our draft is based off of placement, that thought of looking unthreatening could be a good strategy.
Right.
I'm far away from having dreads, but I did wear my Hawaiian shirt.
I noticed
All right,
that when
so
we
for
started,
50,
I
I
told
want to
my
see the
son it looks
dreads.
like you got your clothes out of my husband's closet.
There's like 30 of them.
I should have worn one of mine. Darn it.
Next time we'll all wear Hawaiian shirts.
Your dad in here to do this with us, so we can. So
That guy's like a Jurassic Park one.
Who's next? I lost track.
You.
Oh, it's me. Y'all, I'm sorry. I live with two people. Well, I used to live with two, now just one. But my husband and my son are both very ADD. In case you did not know this, and
Wait, really?
it rubs off sometimes when you live with it for so many years. With you're the only one not attention deficit. It rubs off sometimes. And playing board games, this is always me. They always have to say, "It's your turn." It's not because I'm not paying attention. It's because I'm thinking ahead.
Which is also not paying attention to the current board game turn.
This was not one of my first 5 choices, just because of age, and I feel like we're in an era of Survivor where not all Gabler, but a lot of the winners have been under a certain age range, you know?
Mhm.
So, but since a lot of my other picks are gone, I did really like Nate, and Brett about gave me a heart attack when I thought he was going to pick him a few minutes ago. But there was a lot that he said that I did really like. Like, he seems to have a sense of humor, being kind of low key. I really love that it bothers him when, people treat those in a lower station badly, that kind of stuff. I don't know. I think he's very interesting and kind of different. I don't know. I really would like to see somebody close to my age win again.
Yeah.
Well,
I feel like Nate's giving Timu Mike White personally.
oh my gosh.
My gosh.
I got him on my lower tier. I see where his intentions are playing into the game. I just see though I don't know. I just don't read that he's gonna do well per se. I don't think
I'll be real. I did not have high hopes. That's why he was not one of my higher up picks.
Fair.
But what's left that I'm working with here. The thing that I did feel like was kind of the redeeming quality, like I said, there's like one statement that gets me about each one that makes me really feel like, okay, that could be the reason you win. When he said it's a game that requires lying, but we don't all have to be sociopaths about it. Like,
right.
We know we're going to have to deceive each other, but we don't have to like it, and we don't have to love lying. And so I kind of like that mentality. Like, I know we're going to have to do this unpleasant thing instead of like relishing in it. So I don't know, y'all.
I do like parts of Nate's stuff. He's a Survivor purist, loves the game. He wants to play a good social game and build relationships that matter. But I get nervous with this idea of him saying, I want to play with people that want to have fun. And there's nothing wrong with that. And I think you should have fun on Survivor. But Keith Nail says you don't have to. But
He'd rather go golfing.
Going on a cruise?
Or on a cruise, yeah.
Going on a cruise is fun.
But I think that if he's playing with that mindset of wanting to play with people that want to have fun, that might make him do things that might make him have more fun in the moment, but might be detrimental to his game in the end.
Yeah.
And also, if it comes out at all that he was a producer for Marvel, whether that be from recognizing him or if he let something slip or whatever, nobody's going to give him $1 million.
He's one that I feel like, and I agree with what Kyle said. Like, this is, I'm sorry. I feel like this is not like the best overall packed cast.
Yeah.
To put it mildly, but there's several of these that I think, and I wondered if Kevin thought this too, because Kevin's the only other one that loves Amazing Race as much as I do. But there's several of these that I thought, I really think they'd be better on Amazing Race.
Yeah.
Like, and I think he's one of them. I think I really would love to see him on Amazing Race because I feel like he's that fun attitude, and I think his creativity and thinking ahead, I think he would be great on Amazing Race. And yeah, I'll just leave it at that.
Some of these also would also be good, better. I feel we're better set for Big Brother, rather, too, honestly.
But speaking of packed casts, the next time we'll hear it'll be a 4-round draft, and we'll be drafting returning players.
Oh, that's gonna be crazy.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
I will probably fight with my son a lot less on that one.
There are players I'm ready to fight for.
About that. We'll probably fight about something else. But
once they get going, like we like some of the same players beforehand. Once the game gets going and we see them, it's rare that we like the same people through a season.
We both like Eva.
Yeah.
But I liked her because she's a hockey fan, and so am I. So I'm gonna play with your pen.
All right, so that means, Kevin, you can take the last pick, and then the last remaining player will round out Steve's team.
Not hard for me. Out of the 2 remaining players, one of them is in my top 8. One of them is in my top 18. So,
okay.
I'm taking Jawan here.
Yep. Good call.
Nice pick.
I think he talked about being adaptable, which is very important to this game, and not many people at least take the time to emphasize that. And it wasn't a lot of time in these interviews. Mike Bloom was asking them if they were going to have to adapt, specifically in terms of if they were on a disaster tribe. Jawan talked about having to be adaptable way before it was relevant necessary to the conversation. He's outgoing, driven by this idea of fighting for family, like the Jeremys and the Jessies of the world. He wants to make big moves, but be smart about them. And the only thing that had me going to wait this long to draft him was he made me kind of nervous about going on a possible power trip with these big moves he wants to make in a smart way. Like make a good, big, smart move, and then he thinks he's on top of the world. And that was my worry.
Yeah.
Nice.
I was also seeing some like that Emily Flippin vibes in that regard for the power trip. And with him being like the oldest brother of 5 siblings, I think he said.
5.
Like, you know there's going to be some power tripping to have control over your siblings like that. Like,
Sure,
just being an older sibling of one sibling, it's like, I can only imagine how it would be like with 4 others, like trying to, have power over that. I had him as my number 9. So, like, I saw him as in that same regard where it's like, I think he could do good. I know there's better, but maybe there is something in there that he could actually make some good moves in like the early parts of the merge or middle merge.
Which, hey, if your number 9's left on the board at the 17 pick, that's a pretty good spot.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Jeremiah was my 13.
Jeremiah was my 17.
Nice.
So that wraps it out with Jeremiah going in 18th. Anyone have anything to add about Jeremiah's spot in the game that you think coming in before we wrap up?
At least you saved me the Canadian.
That's true.
Just think
and his interview didn't make a lot of sense to me. Hopefully he's got some yam vibe to him. So that's about all I can say.
I feel like Yami was like a Lightning and a Darcy type situation. I think Jeremiah is gonna like crash out early, potentially. I feel like he's just too eccentric for his own good.
I mean, the two former players he mentioned are Ty and Yam Yam. That's just an interesting combination.
No.
And it's like, you're either going to go home first or you're going to be in here till the end.
Yeah.
I mean, both seasons Ty was on. Who thought he was not going to be the first one out?
Yeah, exactly.
I was sure. And so you just don't know. I mean, he might be very entertaining TV. Who knows?
But I would be...
Mark that made it all the way to final tribal without receiving a single vote.
It wouldn't be tribal council chat if I didn't make a Korong reference. I'm just going to remind everyone Gondol didn't go to tribal council, which is why he wasn't voted out.
Yeah. Granted, I think he was still in like a decent position because he was like, with Caleb and like he was like hanging out with some of the girls. So I think he was still in a good shot. I think
definitely.
I honestly felt like Nick was probably going to be the boot of that tribe.
I mean, I was just about to say it's not that hard if Nick is on your tribe to not be the first one out.
Yeah.
My thoughts, related to Jeremiah. Jeremiah's I think he could do very well socially. I'm not confident in his strategic or physical parts of this game. And to quote Brett from our Keith Nail episode, to be a good survivor, you usually have to have two parts of your game that you are above average at.
Yeah.
Not great at, but above average. Like you can hold your own.
Be good at all three, but be good at 2 out of 3.
Yeah. And also the fact of he's not much for the outdoorsy kinds of things, and Survivor's kind of outdoorsy if you didn't know. So
Suri wasn't either.
Yes, but Suri's Suri, and I think that's more of the exception than the rule.
Yeah, definitely.
Like going back off of him, like saying like he's a fan of Ty, I think he's going to do the same thing that Ty did, was try to push for moves that no one would be interested in doing. Like that whole situation in Calron where he was trying to push for the Michelle boot that no one was interested in. I can see him doing the exact same thing. I don't know when, but I could just picturing him doing that.
I could see it.
Yeah. Well, this was fun.
Yeah, this was fun.
Well, are we gonna plan our flags?
Right.
In a winner?
Oh, sure.
Forgot about that.
Let me bring up the list. All right. Where do we want to start? I mean,
probably at the top.
Are we assuming that we're pretty much down to one of two people at this point?
That's what I'm assuming.
When it's my turn,
there's only 2 winners that were on the 50 cast, and those 3 tribes.
Yeah.
When it's my turn, I'm gonna tell you who I think's gonna win based on what we know, and then who out of the other 16 people I think has the best shot.
Is one of the returners guaranteed to win? Did they say there was 3 winners?
No, they did not, but it's just kind of implied.
Yeah. When you got 2 winners on a 3-tribe season, I mean, it could have been all-stars for all we know, where it's like you have the one tribe that doesn't have any winners. But
which was odd.
Rather unlikely, though.
Yeah.
We have more than 7 winners at this point in time.
Yeah. Exactly.
I'm going Savannah. Just not even the 50 thing. Just everything I said when I picked her. I like her answers on EW. So
I am as well.
Yeah.
Only because I also, if I'm going with the 50 thing and I'm going with one of 2 players, even though I have Rizzo on my team and I think he'll do well for that reason, I don't know how someone that comes off as the way Rizzo did finds a way to convince the jury to vote for him. Also, especially as the youngest person on this cast.
Well, keep in mind, Rizzo has made it very clear that he has no intention to be RIZGOD in front of everybody. That's supposed to be his
we'll see how long that lasts.
confessional.
I'm also, though,
Personally.
shout out to Rizzo for being a High School Musical and Camp Rock fan, because same. I grew up on
If
all those.
I picked Rizzo second, he probably, if I didn't know he was coming on to 50, would have been like 14th on my list. But
Same. I think I would also throw in Savannah as my winner pick. Again, even without the Team 50 stuff, her being a journalist, her interview answers are trying to emulate more of like a Cerie, Genevieve type game. It does give winner material of what she's trying to work with. Yeah. And just not basing off the 50 stuff and like those two, I would then just throw in probably Sage as my winner pick then at that point. Because I do think she has a lot of what she could work with to get to the end of the game and have like a good comp policy, even comp out if she needed to.
Yeah, it's a smart pick.
Be surprised to see either of the two Sophies win either, honestly.
Yeah, I would love for
a really good shot.
I would say Sage or Savannah also. The thing with Savannah, I feel like her whole career is communicating. And that's not just like talking well, but I'm thinking in my head, I know what not to say.
Right.
Yeah.
And what not to say, and knowing she's used to everything she says, everybody listening, and being very aware that everybody's hearing everything I say. I need to filter carefully here. And so I think that's the thing. And also the pretty girl thing. I think that does factor in. I'm sorry, but I think it does.
It sadly does.
I'm also going to go with Savannah. But if I'm taking those two out of the equation, I go Sydney S.
Okay.
I think you mean Sophie S. Sydney S is on the challenge.
Sophie S.
No, you picked Sydney.
There's no Sydney.
It's so annoying that we got two Sophies in this cast.
I know that's driving me nuts. I was too focused on the second S that I've got the name wrong.
I also go with Savannah. There's just so many California people on this season that I think that's going to help her. And like Heather said, it's probably a woman's turn. So,
yeah. We won't be as unified in a winner pick ever again unless they decide they're going to basically tell us who's on another season coming up and it's only two people.
Or if one of us gets superpowers and can tell the future.
To be fair, you can't blame Survivor for that. They were very much saying they were not going to tell anybody. Yeah. It's all the other leaks.
Exactly. It's just they shouldn't have even tried because they were clear of those two mystery people and it got out in half an hour?
Well, I saw it before. I saw it the night before.
Yeah.
Who the two were.
It's just annoying how they did that. And I mean, I feel like we should all be reunited and like rooting for Cerie, but that's just my personal take there for 50.
I assume Cerie's going early, target level wise. I think
that every time, but the only time that's ever happened was when she got idled out in Heroes vs. Villains.
I don't think she's going to go out early. I think they'll go around because they're going to think she's been on this many times and hasn't won yet. She's not going to do it ever.
Exactly. Yeah. And they get to just think of like, oh, well, she's not going to win a competition. Like, why not just drag her?
Maybe she'll end up on a tribe with someone like she did in Australian Survivor that would rather see her win than see themselves win. So, which I'm pretty sure is how Lisa felt.
She's not trying to jump. She'll at least comp out, that's for sure.
Well, that was fun. Thanks, everyone, once again. We'll put this up tomorrow. And then, Bruce, you and I will be back a couple of times before the season starts. We'll do a full cast review of 49, but before that, we're going to talk about the finale of Australia versus the World that happened just a few hours ago.
Yeah, I'm planning on watching that this afternoon, but I think I saw who wins. So
it was a pretty good finale.
Yeah, it was.
When I saw it was correct, I'm going to be very happy.
Yeah, it was very entertaining. It's sad that it's going to be the last season. You know.
Yeah.
They're doing more seasons, aren't they?
It's the last season to me because of what happened, what they're doing with Jonathan. I'm like, nope, I'm done.
Yeah, Yeah, they've got rid of their host. That was really good. So,
Yeah.
with that being said, everyone grab your torches and head back to camp. Bye, guys.
Good night.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.